I can't keep from moving my head when I hear that music. Loving it. The young man that has found not only a turnaround in his life after he found the Lord, and then he found Smooth Johnny Spade, and now he's found himself in a bit of an awkward situation, the opportunity to become the #1 contender for the title that his best friend holds.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the #1 contendership for the OVW Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, from Seattle, Washington, weighing 200 pounds, Shiloh Jonze!
Could we be calling Shiloh Jonze the #1 contender? Dean, could we be calling him the champ after the Saturday night special?
We could be very well. I mean, this is a young man that deserves it. He's worked his way very, very diligently to get to this point in his life. And even though he would feel awkward about taking that title, a lot of people will tell you, hey, this is business. Friendship is friendship. Love is love. But business is business.
Or will it be this man, Mr. High Octane, Mr. 200%, capturing the one belt that has eluded him in his career in OVW?
His opponent from Buffalo, New York, weighing in at 214 pounds, Jamin Olivencia.
So the stakes are high and the story is set. Shiloh Jonze and Jamin Olivencia. And by the end of this night, we will know who will be heading into the main event at the April edition of the Saturday Night Special.
And you talk about a couple of young, good catch, a couple of young OVW superstars. The leader of the Dog Pound, Olivencia, and Shiloh Jonze, one half of the team of OMG. And this is going to be fast. It's going to be furious. It's going to be counter after counter after counter. Keep your eyes open. At some point, it may very well be too fast to call.
Certainly going to be highly competitive action between these two young superstars. And Dean, remember this match made by Miss J, the talent arbitrator. Still don't know what's in that envelope. Could we not be calling her talent arbitrator any longer? Of course, it was Miss J, Josette Bynum, who instructed Rob Terry to knock out Trailer Park Trash at the end of our program here last week. Trailer Park Trash then went to the board over the week. The board gave, cover here. The board gave Trailer Park Trash some kind of power, some kind of letter that had some kind of punishment for Rob Terry and Miss J. And Dean, your thoughts. What do you think the board has allowed Trailer Park Trash to do?
Well, quite honestly, there's no real way of knowing what the board has allowed him to do, how they perceive what they perceive. But you have to say one thing. The lady that now runs that family has started this avalanche herself. And wherever she ends up down the hill, whether she's under 1 foot of snow or 30 foot of snow, whether the dog finds her or never finds her again, she has no one to blame but herself.
Back to the action in the ring here, Dean. You talked about counter after counter, high octane, high impact action, and that is what you are seeing right here.
These two OVW superstars squaring off against each other. Shiloh Jonze, Jamin Olivencia, the leader of the Dog Pound, showing a little bit of respect there, but Jamin showing that little savvy. Kind of reminded me of Muhammad Ali after they used to break up as they moved apart. Ali used to reach out with that jab and tag Joe Frazier in the face and say, here, take that with you.
You know, Dean, I was at Derby Park Expo 5 over the weekend on Sunday, March 18th, and I saw Jamin Olivencia take Smooth Johnny Spade to test. I mean, it was a incredible encounter. Some fans online calling it the match of the year thus far in OVW.
But it's one of these situations of any given day. Shiloh Jonze, Jamin Olivencia, Smooth Johnny Spade, I have to make them all equal on my playbook as far as who has a little bit better of this or maybe a little bit more of that. You know, one guy may excel slightly in one area or the other area, but when you look at it as a mass book of work, every single one of these guys is basically equal as far as I'm concerned. So this is an any given day situation. Who accidentally slips on a ring rope that maybe has a little bit of sweat on it they don't see? Any kind of a situation.
So that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. If they have comparable offensive arsenals, then what do you do? Cover here, covered by Olivencia. Shiloh out in one. What do you do? Is it capitalizing on a crucial mistake? Is it waiting for your opponent to mess up? How do you come out the victor? Not just in this match between the #1 contender candidates, but then at the Saturday Night Special as well.
You do the one thing that you have control over, because you can't do anything about the things you don't have control over. The one thing you do have control over is recognizing that mistake when it happens and acting on it as quickly as you can. Because if you see it, but you don't react quickly enough, the opportunity, the door may close, the opportunity is gone. Oh,
Switch in the middle of the air.
So it's a situation of just like throwing the deep pass. Is the wind blowing just the wrong way at Soldier Field and it gets knocked off by 6 inches and the guy misses it for the touchdown? It's that intangible that you don't know what is going to come in to play in a situation. As I mentioned earlier, maybe trying to maneuver and hitting the rope awkwardly with your foot, having it slide on a piece of sweat that you may not know of, landing awkwardly when you're used to landing perfectly every single time.
What about the element of surprise, Dean? What about hitting your opponent with something they didn't see coming, something new, something that you've never done before?
Well, that's the idea of, I taught him everything I know, but I didn't teach him everything I taught him everything he knows, but not everything that I know. You always keep a little something back. You always got an ace up your sleeve if you are a savvy competitor out here. And it may be a situation where Shiloh may have been working on something new. Maybe Jamin's worked on something. Johnny might have some new thing that he's going to wait and pull out at just the right moment.
Pump and drive. Shiloh on top here. The cover. Olivencia finds his way out in 2.
And let's don't forget, we still are keeping half a thought on what's going on in the world of the family. Josette Barnum got obviously very concerned when we saw her earlier as to what in the world Trailer Park Trash has influenced or presented facts in front of the board of directors and what actions they have taken. Oh, wow!
You talked about that moment. You talked about any given second. And I thought that could have been it.
And that was the opportunity perhaps that Shiloh was looking for. But again, exactly the training, the years of devotion, the time that no one knows about. When you're in the locker room by yourself and you pump that extra 10 when you don't have to pump that extra 10. It's what Jamin Olivencia just drew on.
When you're studying film, when you're studying your craft,
right,
when you're studying your talent, that is what Shiloh Jonze has been doing in those moments in the locker room by himself. And whose training pays off in this moment is the question.
What gives you the character to become a champion is that quality of what you do when you don't really have to, when nobody else is looking.
Is Jamin out here? Is he even conscious? And do you think this is a mistake by Shiloh Jonze and almost giving Olivencia a breather? I call him high octane. I call him 200% for that exact reason, Dean. He can snap on you in a moment.
And this is it. Hold on. Oh, man, what a driving shoulder. Shiloh Jonze and Shiloh. Oh, opportunity. 1, 2. Oh, wow. How close for both these guys.
Was Jamin playing possum? Is that new tactic that we asked about earlier?
It could be, and I'll tell you one thing, though. I do not think that it's a situation where Shiloh was trying to add more pain. Shiloh just had something in his mind. He thought it was the right thing to do at the time. I don't think this is a thing where Shiloh, I could pin him, but I'm going to hold off to see if I can hurt him. Shiloh's not like that. Shiloh just didn't think that Jamin was ready to go yet, and Jamin could have very well been, playing possum, as you mentioned.
They have given it their all. #1 contendership on the line. To what lengths will these men go to be in the main event at the Saturday Night Special?
Obviously, every length that they have to go to, because right now the chops are flying out here, and if you're going to throw chops, you better get them ready, because nobody can throw chops like Smooth Johnny Spade. He learned at the hands of the hustler Rip Rogers, and nobody throws a chop like the hustler. Oh, caught in midair.
Oh, counter. My goodness, Shiloh Jonze did not land well.
And that's one of those things that Shiloh could not have scouted for. Jamin was ad-libbing. You could see it the way he did it. It was something that he saw, the opportunity, and he just created that. Sometimes things are created in front of you because of what is presented to you in the wrestling ring. My personal opinion, that was one of those moments.
Dean, did you see the way that Shiloh landed? What? Cover, is this it? Where did he get it from?
I was turning to talk to you. Was it a face? It looked to me like he was face first. Is that where he hit?
Oh, it was stomach, abdomen first, and then almost his neck bent back towards his feet like an accordion. Oh, it was a nasty, nasty, nasty fall.
Well, it's one of these situations now where everyone has given virtually everything that they have in the tank. Which one can find the reserve? Which one can find that little bit of extra fire?
Jamin Olivencia did some kind of sign with his hands, and he had almost like a look on his face like, I don't want to do this. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Both guys, every once in a while, every blue moon, both guys have the same thought at the same time. If you ask me, that was that situation right then and there.
That was a train wreck. That was a Mack truck and an 18-wheeler slamming right into each other.
Oh, what? Oh, he's still down. Okay, I thought he was trying to get back up on the edge of the apron, but Jamin's still down.
He's crawling. He's staggering to get to his feet.
Oh, what's that behind? That's all.
Where did he come from?
That's Ali. Ali and Jamin has no idea that Ali's behind him.
Stalking like a snake, like a piranha.
Oh, the Scott Norwood. Oh.
And delivering a low blow right to Jamin Olivencia. And Dean, was this Miss J's plan all along? Why the interference here?
I could understand why you would wonder that. Does Miss J think that Shiloh would be a better opponent for Smooth Johnny because of the friendship? But what would be the outcome? I mean, I don't.
It's a mental mind game. Is it a case where if you have Smooth Johnny Spade face his best friend? I don't know.
I know she thinks 2 or 3 moves ahead like he's supposed to on chess, but I can't see where she would be moving her queen to at this point. It doesn't make sense.
Ever plotting, ever planning is our talent arbitrator. And what is the idea, the concept behind this one? I don't know. Here's Ali acting alone.
Well, whatever the plan was, perhaps it will unfold in front of us.
Cover here. That's it.
Your winner, Shiloh Jonze.
Look at that face.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Miss J. That told the story of a plan.
Shiloh Jonze now becomes the #1 contender for the heavyweight title that is around the waist of his partner. Devious. The lady is devious.
He doesn't know whether to celebrate or not.
Okay, well, Shiloh is I don't know, obviously happy to have won, but he's got to be wondering what occurred. Yes, because Shiloh wants to win straight up. He doesn't want to win if there's been some underhanded card played and we just saw something come from underneath the deck.
Shiloh's confused right now, but there is no confusion in this. He is the #1 contender. He will face his best friend, Smooth Johnny Spade, and he will be in the main event April 7th at the Saturday Night Special.